Basically, food is comprised of 5 essential components: proteins, carbohydrates, fibers, fats, and calories or energy. Protein is an essential part since it constitutes 1/6 of the human body's weight, where 1/3 is in muscles, 1/10 in the skin, 1/5 in bones and cartilage, and the remainder is in the tissues and body fluids. Proteins are made up of simpler substances known as amino acids, out of which 20 amino acids are produced by the body itself. The remaining 8 amino acids have to be provided to the body from the outside. These include isoleucine, leucine, lysine, methionine, phenylalanine, threonine, tryptophan, and valine. The principal function of proteins for the body is to provide energy and stimulate metabolism. About 12% of the body's energy is through protein. Sometimes they are transformed into carbohydrates and are an efficacious source of certain vital enzymes. Proteins increase the body's defense against infectious diseases and assist in maintaining acid-base balance. In the body, the digestion of proteins is in the stomach since its HCl hydrolyzes proteins into peptides and amino acids. The digestion process even continues in the duodenum and small intestine. About 92% of dietary protein is digested and a majority of amino acids are absorbed in the small intestine. However, it is to be noted that plant proteins are digested in lesser amounts in comparison to animal proteins, and the simple reason is the presence of cellulose in them. The best sources of animal proteins are eggs, milk, meat, fish, etc., and the best sources of plant proteins are pulses, cereals, nuts, beans, oil seeds, etc. Animal proteins are classified as Class 1 since they contain almost all the amino acids required by the body. Egg proteins are considered the best because of their high digestibility and biological value, whereas plant proteins are classified as Class 2 since they lack 1 or 2 amino acids. The grading of food proteins is based on a few factors like protein content, digestibility coefficient, biological value, and net protein utilization. For example, though egg has a protein content of 13.3, it has a higher digestibility coefficient of 98 in relation to soya bean, which has a very high protein content of 40 but a lower digestibility coefficient of 86. So, considering these factors, some foods as the best source of proteins can be graded as eggs, milk, meat, fish, wheat, rice, green gram, red lentil, black lentil, chickpea, soya bean, and groundnut. As far as protein requirement is concerned, on average for an adult, it is 1 gram per kilogram of body weight. Optimal use of proteins helps in bodybuilding and tissue repair. Nevertheless, it should be under the guidance of a healthcare specialist. In addition, mutual supplementation of proteins is very crucial because one should derive proteins from different sources since certain foods may be deficient in one particular amino acid. For example, wheat proteins are deficient in lysine and pulses lack methionine, but when taken together they complement each other and form an ideal protein. It should be borne in mind that only under normal cooking conditions the digestibility of food proteins generally improves with no damage whatsoever to the availability of the amino acids. For example, peas or soya beans if taken raw lowers their digestibility value, while mild heating improves digestibility and their nutritive value. Carbohydrates supply 70 to 80% of the energy required by the body. These are the quickest source of energy, and each gram provides 4 calories. About 350 grams of carbohydrates are stored in muscles and the liver in the form of glycogen. The glucose formed by the digestion of starch and sugar is absorbed through intestine walls and is finally carried to the liver. This absorbed glucose helps to maintain the glucose level in the blood. Optimally, a minimum of 100 grams of carbohydrate is needed in the diet. Fiber is a carbohydrate type that cannot be digested by the body. It is bulk-forming and contains low calories. The wall of each plant cell is composed of fiber. It is more abundantly found on the outside of seeds, peas, beans, and fruits. Dietary fiber is the part of the plant food that passes the small intestine completely undigested and reaches the large intestine totally intact. During this passage, the entire starches, sugars, fats, and proteins embedded in it is digested and absorbed by the body. The richest source of dietary fiber is wheat bran, followed by whole wheat flour, peas, beans, and lentils. Baked potatoes with their skins, carrots, cabbages, bananas, plums, apples, tomatoes, pears, etc., can also provide an adequate fiber intake. Daily about 25 to 30 grams of fiber is recommended. Fats are protectors of body nerves and provide insulation to the body. They are carriers of fat-soluble vitamins like vitamins A, D, E, and K. Fats have concentrated energy sources whereby 1 gram of it gives around 9 calories. The best sources of fats are animal and plant sources. The animal sources include ghee, butter, fish oil, etc., which are good sources of vitamins A and D. The plant sources include coconut oil, groundnut oil, soya bean oil, mustard oil, sesame seed oil, safflower oil, sunflower oil, etc. Usually, vegetable oils do not contain vitamins A and D and are added from external sources. The fats should be taken in moderation since high-level consumption could lead to high cholesterol content. This fundamentally pertains to foods like eggs, since egg yolks contain the highest cholesterol content while eggs white has zero cholesterol content. The other high cholesterol containing foods include butter, chicken liver, and high-fat milk, cheese, cream, etc. So, fats are not to be consumed in excess since they could lead to stomach fullness without proper nourishment and undesirable accumulation of bad cholesterol in the blood. The body requires energy for the maintenance of desirable temperature to carry out the necessary metabolic processes like respiration, digestion, blood circulation, excretion, and maintenance, to support growth and physical activity. Food energy is expressed as kilocalories, and the daily requirement of calories depends upon age, gender, body size, and several other factors like lifestyle, whether an individual is involved in sedentary, moderate, or heavy work, and more.